Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 3 of the 5-star Rush Attack Raid Tournament with no yellows. I'm going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary, and I am currently 10-0 on the week. Right now the defense had an A rating last I checked. Yeah, looks like we've got 5 wins and 3 losses right now with exactly a 62.5% win rate on defense, so barely at the A rating. And again, we're 10-0, showing top 5% right now. Obviously I haven't done my battles yet for today. Today's featured hero is going to be Ceris. I love using Ceris pretty much in any raid tournament type or any war type. He's average mana speed, deals 600% damage to the target. If the target had more than 50% mana before receiving damage, targets another enemy who had over 50% mana before receiving any damage from the special skill. If none of the other enemies had 50% mana, targets a random enemy. The damage is reduced on each consecutive hit. Each enemy can only be hit once. All hit targets get silenced for 4 turns, and all enemies get minus 250 attack and minus 250 defense for a wither effect. So I usually time Ceris to make sure I use him when at least 3 or 4 enemies have more than 50% mana. That way it either hits 4 or 5 enemies. A lot of fun to use, has great stats. I actually went the defense route on him. Anybody who watches any of my videos knows that I love growth and wither heroes, especially because I feel like they have a longer shelf life in the game, and having the higher defense and health will help Ceris last even longer. So that's why I went that path on him. Today's first battle is going to be up against a Sung Jiang tank team. They've also got Rajesh, Muktis, Medea, and Atlantia. So since they've got a blue tank, I am not going to bring in any other reds. I am going to bring in Grimsteel for some attack and defense growth. Where are you? Here we go. And then let's also bring in Sable as a reviver and cleanser. And then let's bring in a couple other attackers. I might bring in Bernadette. I'm trying not to use her as much this week. I mean, she is the best for rush attack raid tournaments, but she kind of steals the show, so to speak. But let's bring her because I do need a dispeller because of the fact that Sung Jiang has the ailment immunity passive, or ether power rather. So Ceres' silence won't work on him. And then let's bring in maybe Medea or another hero to attack. Actually, let's bring in Sung Jiang as a hard attack 3-hitter and silencer. Let's go into battle with this. All right, we're definitely gonna be able to get our 6 reds very easily. Let's match the 3 reds on the right first, and then the 3 reds up against Muktis. Let's use Bernadette first. Rajesh dodged it either with a, I don't know, maybe a passive or something that he has. And only 2 of their enemies have more than 50% mana. So I'm going to hold off 1 turn at least to try to build up mana for everybody else. Let's match the 3 yellows horizontally. No, it's going to set a cascade of greens and maybe do a little bit more than I wanted. Let's match the 3 greens. That looks like a safe move. Just kidding. I mean, I'll take it, I guess, but not what I was going for. Now they've got still 2 enemies with more than 50% mana. Let's try matching the 3 yellows horizontally here. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Now let's match the 4 blues here. Sung Jiang is dead. Muktis has a Mega Minion. Let's attack the 2 on the right here with Sung Jiang. I'm going to hit the blue diamond, which will give me Sung Jiang and Grimsteel back. And we should be able to end this battle pretty quickly. Just ghosting tiles on the right here. For any of my newer viewers, or if you're new to the game, remember that you get twice the mana when you ghost tiles when there's no enemies over there. All right, we are 1-0 so far today. Next up, we've got a Vard tank team, and I'm going to take out Bernadette, and let's actually take out Sable too. I'm going to keep in Sung Jiang and Grimsteel. Let's bring in Lee Q. And then I'm going to bring in Revna. Actually, you know what? I want to bring in somebody with the guard rally to remove Wither in case if Vard does go off. I can't use any yellows. Normally I would use Rosalind, so I guess we'll bring in Kolya. I don't have a ton of garrison guards. And then let's bring in another hero. I've only got the one healer. I don't think I really need another healer, though. Who else have they got? Bard, Sung Jiang, Dark Feather, Chester. I would like another cleanser. Actually, his Mega Minion will safely cleanse each turn, too. Okay, that's good. And then they've got Sour Sting over on the right wing. Let's bring in Bramble, maybe, for another healer. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, let's go into battle with this. Bit of a 2-1-1 setup. Or 2-2-1. Alright, I'm going to start off with the 3 reds on the right up against Sour Sting. Because then I can match the next 3 reds, which will give me Ceris's special. Don't set off Bard, please. Thank you. Normally I would want to wait to use Ceris, but we're going to use him now since Bard is already fully charged. Silences him. Now I am going to match the 3 blues on the bottom over here. Let's match the 3 greens over here, and then I can match 3 more greens next turn. And we got a cascade of blues here. Let's use Grimsteel, and then I'm going to attack the 3 on the left here with Sung Jiang before their Sung Jiang goes off. Let's match the 3 greens here, which will give me Bramble and Kolya. Let's match the 4 yellows here to set off that cascade of reds. Ghost blues here, and that'll give me Grimsteel and Sung Jiang again. The reds here to give me Ceris back, and this battle should be over. Alright, we are 2 for 2 now. Very nice. Alright, next up, we've got another Vard tank team. They've also got Bernadette, Fergus, Dunnerhart, and Tamlin. Alright, this is one of the more difficult defenses that I'm going up against, although I really don't know why they don't have Bernadette at tank. So I'm going to bring in probably Bernadette herself. And then we're going to have to bring in a couple other counters. I might bring in Lord Loki, actually, too. In case if I get blues, then I can copy her special. Where are you, Loki? Perfect. And then let's bring in Bernadette. And then I'm going to bring in another color counter for Bernadette. I've got a red, a blue. I've got Medea I can use. And then, actually, let's bring in Starlass. All right. And let's go into battle with this. Why do I have this troop on Grimsteel? Okay. Let's go into battle with this. I'm going to start off with 3 blues up the middle, up against Vard. Very nice with the reds. Let's match the 3 reds all the way on the right. And then the 3 reds in the middle horizontally. It's going to set off Vard. I don't want to match the 3 reds vertically up against Bernadette because I don't want any chance of her going off. So let's do this. It is going to set off Vard, like I said, but it's okay. I'll get Bernadette and Ceris. Alright, so let's use Bernadette. I think I'm going to hold on to Ceris, actually. Let's match the 4 purples here. And then I'm going to use Ceris now. Alright, did silence everybody. Nice. Now, let's match the 3 blues here. I am going to match the 3 blues on the left so that I can get Grimsteel and Lord Loki. I'm going to hold on to Lord Loki, but let's use Grimsteel. Going to match the 4 reds up against Bernadette. Let's match the 4 reds over on the left. And I'm actually going to copy Tamlin, I think. Or actually, let's copy Vard. And then I'm going to use Bernadette again. And then Ceris again. And this should kill a couple people. Or just Bernadette. That's fine. Let's match these 3 reds over here. Alright, Vard is dead. And everybody's going to be dead. Awesome. Alright, very happy with how that battle went. And we are 3 for 3 today. Next up, we are going up against another Vard tank team. They've also got Grimsteel, Shadowfang, Gurion, and Lee Q. I am gonna take out Lord Loki. And I'm gonna bring back in Kolya in case if I need that guard rally for the Wither. I do have, obviously, Grimsteel with the growth, which will basically counter the Wither, but in case if I can't get any blues, we're going to do that. And let's keep in the rest of the team. I don't think I got Starlass at all off until that very end of the battle. All right, let's start off with the 4 greens on the bottom. And then the 4 greens up top over here. Don't set off Vard, please. Thank you. All right, let's use Kolya, and then I have to wait 1 turn to use Starlass because of the taunt, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. All right, I think I need to match the 3 reds up against Shadowfang. I don't want to set off Vard if I can avoid it. All right, and actually it did not set off Shadowfang either. That was pretty huge. Okay, let's hit the 3 on the left with Starlass. Vard avoided it with his passive. Let's match the 3 reds over here, which will give me Bernadette and Ceris. Let's use Bernadette. And then I'm going to wait one turn, I think, to use Ceris. Let's match the 3 blues here. Alright, now everybody's got over 50% mana. Let's use Ceris. Gonna match the 3 greens over here. Nice cascade with the reds. Grimsteel's dead. Let's match the 3 greens. Let's just ghost them, that way I can match some blues next turn. Actually, we're gonna definitely match some reds instead, so I can get Bernadette and Ceris. And this should end the battle. Awesome. All right, we are 4 for 4. 1 flag left, and we're going to go up against an Atlantia tank team. They've also got Spartoy, Domi Ventus, Sartana, and her glass version, and then Glass Kagan as well. All right, I am definitely going to keep in Kolya for that safely cleansing Mega Minion. And then, do I want another type of cleanser? Or to deal with Atlantia's damage over time that she has. I've got a few different types of mana control with Starlass and Ceris. I might take out Bernadette just for funsies so that she doesn't steal the show, so to speak, like I said. Let's bring in Medea in the Shifting Miles attack. All right, let's go into battle with this last flag. All right, let's start off with the 3 reds on the bottom, and then I'll match the 3 reds up top, probably. And then we'll be able to get Ceris off before anybody else goes off. I'm going to wait 1 turn, though. Let's match the 3 greens. Up top on the left, I could get a cascade with the reds, though, which would set off Atlantia, which I would not want to do. Let's match the 3 blues on the left. All right. Now we're in good shape. Everybody's got over 50% mana. That was enough. All right, everybody is silenced except Spartoy, who had the ailment immunity ether power. All right, now let's match the 3 reds up against Atlantia. Nice cascade with the blues, which gives me Grimsteel. Let's match the 3 greens up top. That's going to set a cascade of purples and then greens right after that. So I'll have Starlass and Kolya as well. And another cascade of greens. Let's use Kolya. And then Starlass on the 2 on the left, since the other 2 are class versions. All right, now let's match the 3 yellows to set off that cascade of blues. Let's match the 3 purples here so that I can get Medea. Nice cascade with the reds as well. And good timing with them getting their specials. Silence did get reflected back, but that's okay. Let's just kill Kagan. And then let's match the 3 greens here. And Spartoy is dead from the Mega Minion hit, and we are 5 for 5 today. 15-0 on the week. Currently showing top 1% from a leaderboard perspective. We're ranked 37th, and at 17,787, we're a couple hundred points behind first place. Looks like about 152 according to my quick math. So definitely going to be in the running for top spot this week if we can have a strong finish the last couple days and keep that A rating on defense. Right now, like I said, we are 5-3 at a 62.5% win rate on defense, so we barely got that A rating. So definitely going to need to hold off with a couple wins on defense. Having a strong week so far, though. Let me know how your 5-star Rush Attack Raid tournament is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.